Adrian Newey's public admission that he had to redesign Aston Martin's entire F1 car because Honda's engine wouldn't fit the original chassis concept has sent shockwaves through the paddock. This unprecedented revelation highlights a critical misalignment between engine and chassis design teams during the 2026 rules reset, raising questions about who truly bears the responsibility for Aston Martin's early struggles this season. The cold open raises immediate curiosity. Was it Newey's oversight or Honda's inability to meet initial specifications that led to such a drastic redesign? This question sets up an intriguing narrative as we delve deeper into the ongoing debate and explore how both parties are now positioning themselves in the face of these challenges. Amidst this backdrop of uncertainty, the FIA's stance further complicates matters for Aston Martin. While Adrian Newey's comments on Honda's engine issues have stirred controversy, the governing body remains resolute in its neutrality. According to GPMs and Planet F1, the FIA has indicated that it will not intervene even if teams like Red Bull express concern over potential unfair advantages from mid-season upgrades. In addition to the power unit developments, Aston Martin is also focusing on aerodynamic optimization for the AMR26 chassis in response to the regulatory changes announced for 2027. This includes a significant shift of the underbody plank's leading edge by 300mm, which requires substantial modifications to both car design and wind tunnel testing strategies. Driver feedback plays an essential role as well, with Sergio Perez contributing his insights into improving the AMR26's performance during track tests. Although specific quotes from Perez were not provided in the research, his input is likely valuable for fine-tuning the current chassis and laying groundwork for the AMR27 development. The team's broader strategy extends beyond immediate engine upgrades to encompass long-term vehicle architecture adjustments for the 2027 season. According to GP Blog and Yahoo Sports, Adrian Newey has emphasized the need for a more mature approach in Aston Martin's development process. This involves minimizing reactive changes typical of compressed development cycles, such as that seen in 2026, to ensure smoother transitions between role sets. However, this long-term vision is not without its critics within the paddock community. As noted by F1 oversteer and GP fans, there remains a debate over whether Adrian Newey's design philosophies or Honda's engine reliability issues are more at fault for Aston Martin's underperformance in 2026. This ongoing dialogue highlights the intricate relationship between technical leadership and power unit suppliers. With the Hungaroring shakedown complete and eyes turning toward Zandvoort, where the upgraded Honda engine will make its debut, the immediate focus shifts to tangible performance improvements. Despite optimistic projections, questions remain about how much of a difference the rumored 40-50 watt boost will truly make on race day. MotorBiscuit's analysis points out that while teams often tout substantial gains from mid-season upgrades, real-world results can be more modest due to factors like integration issues and aerodynamic compromises. This suggests that Aston Martin may face challenges in realizing the full potential of their engine upgrade, even if it meets its promised benchmarks. As the season progresses and the upgraded power unit takes center stage at upcoming races, the true impact on performance will become clearer. The team's ability to close the gap with frontrunners like Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari hinges not only on the technical advancements, but also on their execution and qualifying and race strategy. Looking ahead, the 2027 regulations pose another set of challenges that Aston Martin must address. While the initial focus remains on salvaging a competitive position for the remainder of this season with the Honda upgrade, planning for the next rulebook shift is already underway. This includes not just engine considerations, but also aerodynamic changes and suspension design innovations. Planet F1's coverage highlights how Newey's team is exploring different engine positions to optimize weight distribution and cooling efficiency under 2027 rules. Innovations like these will be crucial as Aston Martin seeks to reclaim a position at the front of the grid in subsequent seasons, following their ambitious but ultimately disappointing start in the latest era. MotorBiscuit also underscores that despite the optimism surrounding the AMR27 project, there is no room for complacency. The team must balance immediate performance goals with long-term strategic planning to avoid falling into similar traps as seen during the transition from 2025 rules to the current setup. As Aston Martin and Honda push forward with their plans, the coming months will be pivotal in determining whether they can transform their fortunes on the track. With a combination of technological advancements, astute strategy, and resilient teamwork, the duo aims to deliver tangible results that fans can cheer for come race day at Monza and beyond. In summary, while Aston Martin's 2026 season has been marred by reliability issues and performance shortfalls, their proactive approach towards addressing these challenges through a mid-season engine upgrade and strategic long-term planning offers hope. The true test lies in translating this ambition into concrete success on the track, balancing immediate needs with future aspirations amidst a dynamic regulatory landscape. As the summer testing at Zandvoort began, the F1 community watched with bated breath to see how the new Honda engine would perform in real-world conditions. Despite the optimistic framing from both Newey and Honda's leadership, there was a palpable sense of skepticism that echoed through various media platforms. Motor Biscuit, among others, questioned whether Aston Martin could truly gain a significant 40-50 bop or even the rumored 35 bop PPPP improvement promised by internal team sources. The power unit's effectiveness would be crucial to understanding if Aston Martin had any hope of closing the gap to the front-running teams. Adding another layer of complexity, GP fans and F1 oversteer reported on a behind-the-scenes disagreement over who bears more responsibility for Aston Martin's struggles, Adrian Newey or Honda. This internal dispute raised questions about the coherence and communication within the team. Peter Windsor's critical comments highlighted that Newey might have exacerbated design challenges by insisting on radical chassis changes to fit around an engine that wasn't ready. This tension culminated in a reported meeting between Newey and Honda representatives, where both sides were said to be talking tough, according to motorcyclesports.net. The discussions aimed at clarifying roles and responsibilities, but also revealed the strain within this partnership. Despite these challenges, Aston Martin insisted on moving forward with their ambitious plans for 2027. Sergio Perez's comments and interviews touched upon the team's preparations for the next season, emphasizing a more mature approach. However, Perez was cautious about predicting immediate improvements, suggesting that while the AMR27 architecture might offer long-term benefits, tangible gains would be gradual rather than instantaneous. As Aston Martin geared up for Zandvoort and beyond, there were conflicting views within the F1 community regarding their prospects. While some saw a potential turning point in the team's fortunes with the new engine upgrade, others remained skeptical about the extent of the performance improvements. The absence of any official confirmation from either party on exact figures meant that all predictions had to be taken with a grain of salt. The lack of concrete data surrounding the power unit's performance gains left room for doubt and speculation. Even if Aston Martin managed to achieve their internal goal of a 0.5 second per lap improvement, the reliability and consistency of such gains would need careful scrutiny. The FIA's stance on not intervening further reinforced this skepticism, suggesting that any help from regulatory bodies was unlikely. Despite these challenges, there were signs of hope for the team's future. Aston Martin's early work on AMR27 architecture aimed to avoid a repeat of 2026's compressed development cycle, positioning them to be more competitive at the start of the next regulations era. This strategic foresight highlighted a new level of planning and maturity within the organization. In summary, while Aston Martin's future seemed promising with plans for AMR27 and potential improvements from Honda's upgraded engine, there were significant doubts about immediate gains in 2026. The team faced an uphill battle to recover their competitiveness, but early signs pointed towards a more robust strategy moving forward. As the 2026 season wore on, Aston Martin's technical director Adrian Newey continued to navigate a complex landscape of challenges and opportunities. In a recent interview with Motorsport.com, he articulated his vision for the AMR27 car, emphasizing its design philosophy: "We're aiming to create a vehicle that's not just reactive but proactive and addressing aerodynamic and power unit changes." The AMR26's underperformance was attributed largely to its early design phase when regulations weren't fully understood. This led to an aggressive development cycle where the team had to make numerous mid-season adjustments which affected reliability and performance. However, as the sources highlight, Newey is determined that history won't repeat itself with AMR27. According to GP fans, a report surfaced suggesting that Honda's upgraded engine would be unveiled at Zandvoort in August. This timeline was crucial for Aston Martin since it provided them an opportunity to test and refine their strategy for the remaining races of the 2026 season. While the exact performance gains are still under scrutiny within the paddock, Newey remained optimistic. The team is confident that this upgrade will provide a significant boost in power and efficiency. Motorbiscuit highlighted the skepticism surrounding Honda's promised improvements. They noted that while Aston Martin expects a substantial gain of around 0.5 seconds per lap, independent analysts questioned if such figures were realistic given current technological constraints. The dispute over responsibility for AMR26's early struggles didn't just involve Newey and Honda, it extended to other stakeholders within the team. Planet F1 quoted Sergio Perez as saying, "We're all working together now to ensure that this year's issues don't carry over into next season." This sentiment underscored a collective effort to address past mistakes proactively. The FIA's stance on potential support for Aston Martin further complicated matters. F1 Oversteer reported that the governing body would not intervene despite Newey's public comments, which some interpreted as an attempt to downplay the team's shortcomings. This decision highlighted the autonomy of teams and addressing their technical challenges independently, reflecting a shift towards more self-reliance within Formula One. In addition to the immediate engine upgrades, Aston Martin also focused on long-term strategies for the 2027 season. According to Roundtable.io, Newey and his team were already making architectural decisions that would position them competitively from day one of the new rules era. This included innovative suspension concepts, advanced gearbox designs, and strategic placement of components within the chassis. The sources cited specific discussions about optimizing the engine's positioning for better weight distribution and aerodynamic efficiency. These changes aimed to not only enhance performance, but also address reliability issues that plagued AMR 26 during its debut season. Newey's approach was characterized as a blend of tactical adjustments and long-term vision. We're laying the groundwork now so that by 2027, we can fully leverage the new regulations. However, while the team's plans for 2027 were ambitious, they were also met with skepticism within the paddock. GP fans reported critical pieces questioning whether Newey's optimism was justified given Aston Martin's recent performance issues. The debate extended to discussions about Honda's role and responsibility in driving these changes forward. Despite the internal disagreements, both teams worked closely to refine their collaboration for an anticipated turnaround. Yahoo Sports noted that while Honda's upgraded engine might not deliver the rumored 50 bp gain, it was still expected to provide a noticeable improvement. This nuance underscores the delicate balance between team ambitions and realistic expectations. The ongoing discussions also highlighted the broader implications of Aston Martin's journey from underperforming outsider to potential frontrunner in just a few years. According to the Judge 13, an insider source revealed that Honda's test at the Hungaroring showcased significant progress. There were noticeable improvements in power delivery and overall efficiency. This tangible evidence provided a glimmer of hope for Aston Martin's future prospects. As the season progressed, Newey continued to emphasize the importance of maintaining a steady course through these challenges. He stated in an interview with Formula1News.co.uk, "The AMR 27 project is about much more than just catching up. It's about setting new standards and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in Formula 1. This statement encapsulated the team's determination to not only recover but also innovate.